This is a very exciting news, especially for Ndi Igbo. My people, finally, Mr. Paul, the founder of Landmark African Group, is about to do wonder in Enugu State. According to him, he said that what they did in Lagos is going to be a child's play compared to what they're going to do in Enugu. You guys remember his story, how he lost over $30 million due to the sudden demolition of Landmark Leisure Beach in Lagos. It was a heartbreaking news. But let me just allow you guys to just watch this short clip so that you have idea of what I'm talking about. Then we'll come back to the new interview for you to hear his plans and what he is doing in Enugu State.
We were issued a 7-day notice. I mean, to be fair, it probably took another 2 or 3 months before it came.
So there was no meeting?
Till today, nobody picked up the phone, called me, or wrote to me personally and said, here's the issue you have, here's what's going to happen. But that site we bought in 2006, 18 years ago, and we paid $17 million in 2006. We borrowed $30 million to develop that beach. The pain and the hurt is that we spent $30 million developing the infrastructure on that beach. But you know, the biggest tragedy of this were the businesses that were affected by the losses of revenue. We had a beach hotel and people were sleeping in the hotel when the demolition started. We didn't have time to take the fridges from the rooms, the TVs from the walls, the mattresses from the beds, the pictures on the walls. We didn't have time to take the plates from the kitchen. There were guests in the pool. There were over 160,000 members on the beach. And someone has decided, or a set of people have decided, that a road infrastructure project is more important than socio-economic activity along that 700-kilometer coastline. Look, unfortunately, I was the first kilometer.
Were you compensated for this?
Not a penny. Till date, we haven't been compensated.
Is there a promise?
Nobody has written to me and promised. What happened was a disaster of serious proportions, but you know, the truth is nobody died.
Is it still viable to invest in Lagos?
Let me say yes without a shadow of a doubt, by the way, because I don't want to create the wrong impression. Can you get hurt? Yes, of course you can. Would you do well if you have a good business? Yes, you will. Nigeria and Lagos presents a unique set of challenges and opportunities. $10 in Lagos can be $20 tomorrow. $10 in the UK will be $12 tomorrow. And all I say to investors is be smart, be bright, be wise, keep your eyes open. Real estate is a numbers game, and it's a timing issue with real estate. You can be Einstein in real estate and you still lose money, and you can be the dumbest investor ever and you can make a lot of money. Don't over celebrate your successes. That way you don't over mourn your failures.
This is so painful, and the worst part is that they finally abandoned the supposed road project. You guys know the reason why they demolished this landmark, just because of the coastal highway. But at the end of the day, they abandoned the particular road project. What a waste. But I am so excited of the new development concerning what they are doing in Enugu State. Take a listen and enjoy the rest of the interview, my people.
There is some new information that has caused a lot of excitement in the state. And of course, that involves the Enugu Landmark Partnership having lost millions of naira due to the demolition and sand filling of the iconic Landmark Leisure Beach in Lagos. Coastal Highway, the founder and CEO of Landmark Africa Group, has brought his developmental strides home to the southeast and has chosen to partner with the Enugu State Govt to revitalize Nike Lake Resort as his call to action. Mr. Paul Onwuanibe joins us remotely from Lagos State this morning. Mr. Onwuanibe, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me, Nestle. I appreciate it.
Congratulations. Thank you so much. So let's begin with what inspired you to bring your developmental strides back home to Enugu State, because we understand that a lot happened last year. So much was happening, especially when you lost that iconic Landmark Leisure Beach. Was that part of one of the reasons that you decided to put your investment back here in the southeast and Enugu State specifically?
Yes, so much has been said about the past, and obviously the last 7 or 8 months has been incredibly difficult. And one of the decisions that we made was to ensure that we had some kind of geographic diversification. And we found a way to not just improve what we've done in the past, but build it bigger, better, more efficiently, faster, and take it to a place that's close to our hearts. So we're very happy to come into the southeast. We're extremely happy to be in Enugu. They're not just commercial reasons for coming to Enugu, they're also emotional reasons. I married my wife from Enugu, and that she lived in Enugu. I went to university in Enugu. I have a lot of friends in Enugu, and it's just an incredibly pleasant city and state, and really deserves a proper tourism and entertainment and hospitality platform. So we feel that we have a lot to offer, and I really, really do look forward to it.
It is no doubt, sir, that you do have a lot to offer. I mean, the expectations, I must say, are quite high. 150 hectares, we have 10 billion naira for the first phase, and 35 years. What are your plans for Nike Lake Resort?
So one of the things that we believe very much in is what we call footfall, and footfall is all about people. We think tourism, hospitality, and leisure is about people. It's about bringing people into a destination, making sure they have enough things to do, giving them amazing experiences, keeping them there as long as possible, and making sure when they leave, they tell other people about it. So our plans for Nike Resort are exactly that: is to figure out the things that we're going to do to bring people to it, make sure they stay, give them amazing experiences. So obviously we have to upgrade and renovate the hotel and all the villas around there. And we're going to provide more facilities for entertainment for children, experiences along the waterside, beach clubs, food and beverage outlets, a lot of things for children and families, and a lot of sort of adventure stuff. So what we did in Lagos will be child's play compared to what we intend to do in Enugu.
That's ambitious. Child's play.
Yeah.
I mean, now the expectations have risen even higher, exponentially. Oji.
Like, people are very excited about this news, right? It trickles down to the people of Enugu State, even Southeast in general, right? So, but there's something about our governor right here, Peter Mba. He puts timelines and deadlines to projects. So, yes, the agreement is signed already. So when are we looking at having to start this? And also, when are we looking at to finish this so this facility could start entertaining us and yielding the necessary revenues?
Yes, no, it's a really good question. So obviously there's a 35-year period that we've got to do from a commercial perspective, but in order for that to work, we've got to make sure that we do the right things and create the right experiences and renovate it to the right standard and advertise and bring international, regional, and local people here in bundles. So that's going to happen in phases over a period of anything between, anything between 3 and 5 years. So over the next 5 years, starting with some of the early stage renovations. So there are probably 3 things that we need to do. We need to work through the systems and just make sure we have the right set of people that we work with there. Then secondly, we've got to upgrade the physical infrastructure. Then thirdly, we've got to then create the experiences and tell people about them. So those processes don't happen all at once. They happen literally bit by bit. But I would say that within the next 24 months, we'll start to see the immense benefits of having a tourism platform. And within 24 months after that, we'll begin to see some idyllic, iconic, or we'll be bringing back the sort of idyllic, iconic structures within that resort. So yes, in terms of starting, I think we have a month or two to finalize and tidy up this sort of handover process. And in that space, we want to make sure we get everything right. We've had a team in and out of Enugu over the last few months. We have a team literally there now working through the handover process.
Well, good morning. So you mentioned something about footfall, and that's what caught my attention. I mean, where landmark beaches in Lagos is coastline. Many of us were irritated by what happened, mainly because we know how much places like Florida earn from, coastline economy. And you look at that stretch from Oniru Beach, along the same line, you have Shiro, Hard Rock Cafe, Landmark Beach, Landmark Hotel. It's literally like a very long stretch of tourism that people can, can engage with. Now, what's the plan for Nike Lake? Is it one, I know you said you want to bring experiences, but the way we have like these other brands, Shiro, Hard Rock, Oniru Beach, Landmark Beach, you have the towers, like it seemed like there was a very long stretch. Are there any plans to do, I don't know, maybe redevelop that whole area in Enugu and kind of like have tourism mecca or is it just restricted to the resort itself?
Yes, another great question. So firstly, yes, the deal we have is restricted to the resort itself, but that resort is 150 hectares. To put that into perspective, the landmark stretch in Lagos, where with the beach, was 170,000 square meters. So we are talking about a space that is 10 times the size of the existing landmark stretch in Lagos, which contains 150 different businesses, a world-class convention center, two different sets of towers, and what you've been there, sporting facilities and stuff. So, we entertain 4.5 million visitors a year in that place. So we expect that within the Nike Lake Resort, first of all, the space is big enough, the opportunity is great. Yes, there are challenges, but without challenges, you never really find opportunities. So we're looking forward to overcoming some of those challenges to ensure that the opportunity really does come out in the way we want it to come out. So we have enough space, enough land, and certainly, His Excellency Dr. Peter has given us not just the go-ahead and the mandate, but the support to ensure that we actually succeed in the fastest possible time. So, I'm confident. We look forward to this, and I don't take this lightly, but I'm confident that we will transform that resort. And by transforming that resort, we'll transform the area. Now, you talk about footfall, because I mentioned it. For many organizations, their currency is money. Our currency is people. It's footfall. Everything's about bringing people to an area. Now, the great thing about footfall, it's an accelerator. It does so many different things. So yes, commercially, we will do well out of it because the more people will come, the more people spend money, and we will do well out of it, and so will the state. But the local community, the local environment, and the region will do extremely well. So the supply chain. Can you imagine if we had 4 million people coming to this resort, and they all drink, they all eat, they all play, they buy things, and that supply chain, whether it's chicken, water, paper bags, spoons, cups, there is a big accelerator effect along the community because all those things have to be provided and have to be provided locally. Then the property values around the area increase tremendously because other people start preparing and providing hotels and other leisure facilities as a fallout of what we hope to do in Nike Lake Resort. Yes, I really do look forward to it. And, I came to university, I was in university in Enugu, and as I was leaving in the last year there was when Nike Lake was opening. And we had a great time in that 1 year. And, we want to make sure it's even greater now. And that was 40 years ago, by the way.
Wow. I'm glad you mentioned acceleration, economic impact, the value and supply chain, and collaboration with the government. Because I wanted to ask, is there any concrete plan, or is it part of your plans to engage in some infrastructural work, like the roads leading there? Is there any plans for any unique, maybe access roads? Are there other roads? Is there any specific plan? Because if you're going to increase, we already know how that area is. It's a major artery, and it's a road going to Nsukka as well. So it's a place that has traffic. I know, the landmark stretch was literally off the coast of the most traffic-ridden city, a part of Lagos, Victoria Island. And that's why I know that in terms of logistics, and I saw how the access roads and the second roads were done there. But is there any plan to do something like that in Enugu? Because from Transikulu to Noah's to Nike, they're already legendary for their traffic. Is there any plan to expand the infrastructure there?
Very, very well said again. So let me make it clear. Tourism works with three things. One is infrastructure, road infrastructure. You have to be able to access it. It has to be easy to get there and get out. Second is security. People have to feel secure. People have to come and go freely. And then the third thing is beauty. People have to pass through a pleasant area to get to the destination. Those three things are non-negotiables if you're going to be successful. So I know, and I've spoken with officials in Enugu State, and His Excellency, the governor, has reiterated it even on his own social media handles and in our meetings yesterday at the press conference, that I mean, these three things the government is paying big attention to. I know that the dualization of the road has already started. They intend to finalize that road all the way to Nike because, as you said, it's the road to Soko as well. So that has started. It's improved tremendously in the last 2 years. I'm sure you know that. I don't live in Enugu, but I've come a few times. So I've seen in the last 2 years the improvement this government has actually made in infrastructure. So I am very I'm very confident that will be improved. Now, once that infrastructure is improved, I believe the beautification will be improved. I think we're already on top of the security issues in Enugu State, and we just need to make sure that we stay on top of those issues. But I think if you light up a place and you make a place beautiful, only good people come, right? And then good people make sure bad people don't. So we'll see how this progresses, but there's some natural progressions that are important. Are we going to do any work outside the gates of the resort? No, I mean, obviously we're not a local government, and we're not a central government, so it's not within our remit to do anything outside the gates. But what we do within the gates will ensure things are done outside the gates. Obviously, again, as I said, the tax receipts from a platform like this are immense. So a lot of that money will be used to improve society.
All right. It's also great for us to point out that you said that the security situation in Enugu is basically controlled, that it appears Enugu is on top of the security situation. And that's a great endorsement from you, sir. Was that one of the things that encouraged you to bring this investment to Enugu? Did you have thoughts to do it before, but you couldn't because of the prevalence of sit at home among other security issues? That's on the one side. On the second side, are there going to be plans to demolish the hotel, or is the hotel going to be remodeled? What is the plan? Are you going to maintain the existing look and feel of the hotel in a bit to rehabilitate it?
All right. So yes, and yes. So from a security point of view, we feel that. Excuse me.
Bless you.
I have this code from death to December. I'm gonna wait. So yes, from a security point of view, we feel Enugu's got its acting order, and it was certainly one of the reasons why we've come. We feel there are three reasons. Again, one is security is under control. Two is it's a forward-looking government, an extremely forward-looking government. They're inviting the private sector. They really want Enugu to do well, and we want to be part of that kind of success. Three, and the third is Enugu is a city and a state that just has a lot of progressive people. And, it used to be sort of the East Central state HQ. So the market is there, the region is there, and the templates for doing things well are there. So then those are the key reasons why we decided to come to Enugu. In terms of the hotel itself, we don't have any intentions at this point in time to demolish it. Subject to further conversations with the government, we may build another hotel within the same site. But we do have plans to upgrade it. So we intend to upgrade it significantly in a way that makes it appropriate and international standard and world class. So that would be over a period of time. We're not going to go shut it down, go in there and do it all in one fell swoop. And we're going to probably do it wing by wing, floor by floor, area by area. But lots of what we're going to do at Nike Lake, by the way, is not about the hotel. It's about the grounds in terms of just creating, the adventure, the water parks, and different experiences along the grounds, because that's where the real opportunity is.
So the water park is on the way for Enugu State, because I've always felt that Enugu Nike Lake Hotel was not being used to its optimum conditions, because you go there, you look at the lake, but then the activities around the lake, apart from the boat ride, I felt that there was still a lot more to be done.
Yeah, sure. Okay, I have this simple question. What happens to the lake? What happens to the lake? And during in the course of this kind of development, there's always challenges. So how do you anticipate the challenges and addressing it too? Can you just walk us through this? And the first question, what happens to the lake?
Okay. So it's a question you're going to have to ask me in 6 months' time in more detail. But in terms of what we look at the lake is that we need to upgrade the lake embankment. So without talking about the water in itself, just the embankment is what we're going to do. We're going to connect the lake all the way through by having a broadwalk that runs the entire length of the site and it connects it. we're going to increase the interaction with the lake from the land side. And what we haven't done is that we haven't done the sort of studies that we require to do in the actual water itself to figure out how to A, clean up the water, B, make it more friendly, C, maintain the natural habitat and create an environment around it. But, there's a lot of land. So we're going to create some artificial lakes as well as that will complement this. And we need to create those for people to interact with, swim, paddle, play, and any of the water parks. But we intend mostly at this stage to preserve a large part of the lake, if not all of it. But there's still studies underway. And this was an agreement that moved pretty fast. And that's kudos to the state government, His Excellency, Dr. Peter Mbaka, but also, I must say, the team I worked with, the Honorable Commissioner for Tourism and Culture, and the Enugu here, and the Honorable Commissioner for Investment, they were exceptional in taking this agreement forward in terms of speed, professionalism. One of the things I liked about it was just the two words I love, authenticity and transparency. That means be real, be authentic, and be straightforward. And I saw bundles of that.
Yes.
So we moved a lot faster than I thought we would move. And as a result, we're here, and we still have some work to do with our discovery process.
Honestly, I am so happy that at the end of the day, this great man is still smiling despite what Nigeria government did to him. Igbos are really learning in a hard way. So my people, I said I bring this update to you guys. I hope you truly enjoy watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Give this video a thumbs up as well. Thank you so much for doing so, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next update. Goodbye for now.
Welcome to Shamra Seniors TV.